Today, we are going to be factoring trinomials wherein a value is equal to 1, which is this 1x squared or simply x squared. So, what we're going to do is to find the multiple factors of 6 that will add up to the middle term, which is 5. So, the multiple factor of 6 would be 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. Which of these would add up to 5? It would be 2 and 3. And so, your answer now here would be x plus 2, which is this, and multiply this by x plus 3, which is this. So, this will be your final answer. Next example would be x squared plus 7x plus 12. Firstly, find the multiple factors of 12, which would be 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Now, 1 plus 12 would be 13, 2 plus 6 is 8, and 3 plus 4 would be 7, which is this middle coefficient. And so, your answer would be x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 4. X squared plus 9x plus 20. Find the factors of 20, which would be 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. Now, which of these would add to 9? It would be 4 and 5, which is 9. And so, your answer would be x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 5. For this next example, x squared plus 8x plus 15. Find the factors of 15, which would be 1 times 15, 3 times 5. Now, 3 plus 5 would be 8, which would be the middle coefficient. And so, the answer would be x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 5. X squared plus 11x plus 30. Find the multiple factors of 30, which would be 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, and 5 times 6. The same can also be done in reverse, but it is not necessary. So, what would add to 11 right here? It would be 5 and 6. And so, the answer would be x plus 5 multiplied by x plus 6. So, for this, x squared minus 5x plus 6. The multiple factors of 6 would be 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. But since right here it is on negative 5, it is necessary to put the negative terms. The other factors of 6 would also be negative 1 multiplied by negative 6 and negative 2 multiplied by negative 3, because negative multiplied by a negative would be equal to positive number, such as negative 2 times negative 3 would be positive 6. And so, it is because of this, when you add 2 plus 3, it would be positive 5, which is not the case here. And so, if you add these two, negative 2 plus negative 3, it would be negative 5. And so, this right here would be our factor, which is negative 2 and negative 3. And so, our answer would be x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 3. X squared minus 9x plus 20. The multiple factors of 20 would be 1 times 20, 2 times 10, and 4 times 5. The same can also be said in reverse. negative 1 times negative 20, negative 2 times negative 10, and negative 4 times negative 5. What we're looking for here is the addition of negative 9, which would be negative 4 plus negative 5, which would equate to negative 9. So it would be x minus 4 multiplied by x minus 5. For this, x squared minus 3x plus, I mean minus 10. The multiple factors of negative 10 would be negative 1 times 10, negative 2 times 5, or negative 10 times 1, and negative 5 times 2. What we're looking for here is the combination that will add to negative 3. So it would be this negative 5 plus 2 would be negative 3. So our answer here would be x minus 5 and x plus 2. X squared plus 2x minus 15. Let's start first by finding the factors of negative 15, which would be negative 1 times 15, negative 3 times 5, and negative 15 times 1, negative 5 times 3. What you're looking for here is positive 2. So it would be this negative 3 plus 5, which would equate to positive 2, because 5 minus 3 would be 2. And so our answer would be x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 5. By the way, your answer can be reversible. It can be x plus 5 multiplied by x minus 3. Just in case you're wondering. Let's move on. X squared minus 6x plus 5. We're going to find the factors of positive 5 first, which would be 1 times 5 and negative 1 times negative 5. And so, what we're looking for here is negative 6x, which would be negative 1 minus 5 would be negative 6. And so our answer would be x minus 1 multiplied by x minus 5. X squared plus 10x plus 21. First, find the factors of 21, which would be 1 times 21, 3 times 7. So what we're looking for here is positive 10. So no need to put the negative sign of factors. And so 3 plus 7 right here would be 10. And so the answers here would be x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 7. X squared minus 8x plus 12. Find the factors of 12, which would be 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 4 times 3. And since this is negative 8, we will consider the negative side of this, which would be negative 1 times negative 12, negative 2 times negative 6, and negative 4 times negative 3. What we're looking for here is the combination which would lead to negative 8, which would be negative 2 minus 6. And so our answer would be x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 6. X squared plus 4x minus 32. As usual, find the factors of negative 32, which would be negative 1 times 32, negative 2 times 16, negative 4 times 9, wait, this should be negative 4 times 8. And The same can be also in reverse, which would be negative 32 times 1, negative 16 times 2, negative 8 times 4. And so what we're looking for here is a positive 4. And so this would be the answer. Negative 4 plus 8 would be positive 4. And so our answer would be x minus 4 multiplied by x plus 8. For this last example, it would be x squared minus x minus 20. So find the factors of negative 20, which would be negative 1 times 20, negative 2 times 10, and negative 3 times negative 4 times 5. The same could be also work in reverse, which would be negative 20 minus 1, negative 10 times 2. This should be positive 1. And negative 5 times 4. Now, we will find this should be automatically negative 1x if there is no coefficient beside it. So, we will going to find the combination that will lead to negative 1, which would be this negative 5 plus 4 would be negative 1. And so, our final answer would be x minus 5 multiplied by x plus 4.